Hello everybody, looks like we are live, at least I believe we're live. Welcome to Montezuma. It is a sunny day. I guess it's 53 degrees. The winds are calm, a little bit of breeze. I've seen a few birds though. I have seen maybe, I'm not good at estimating, but at least probably a couple hundred Canada geese. A couple of American goldfinches, a song sparrow, at least one northern harrier, a couple crows, hold on a second here, a couple gulls, which, you know, as usual, I can't identify. By the way, here are some of the Canada geese. They're near the visitor center. I've seen also, what else did I see? Mentioned the song sparrow. I think that's just about it, really. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Oh, in the distance, what do I see in the distance? Ducks. Oh, I did see a couple mallards. I knew I saw something else. And I don't know what those ducks are there. And I've seen one or two other ducks flying in the air, but I couldn't identify them. So, anyway, we're a little bit late in starting. I'm sorry. I hoped to get underway earlier, and I had hoped to get here faster, but I don't know what was going on, but I had some traffic issues here and there and there and there and there. And I couldn't even see why. Like, there was one hang up as I drove up here that, I don't know, everything was backed up for some reason. But then when I finally got through it, like, I realized, geez, I didn't see a reason for it. Anyway, again, welcome to Montezuma. It's October 19th, 53 degrees. We're gonna see whatever we can see. I didn't hear, I asked, I didn't hear anything terribly out of the ordinary. Oh, I just saw a red squirrel, I think, chasing after a gray squirrel. And now both are out of sight. I don't know for certain that the red was chasing the gray. Hearing now an American goldfinch. Pretty quiet here so far, at least in terms of vocalizations. Now, today is a prettier day than it was last week. But, that may seem great, but like I pointed out last week, and as I've mentioned many times before, I'll take a bright cloudy day over a sunny day. At least here, for the most part. It just seems like we end up with better looks at the various birds when it's cloudy, especially because so often we're looking over long distances and you get heat shimmer or the sun is maybe behind the bird we're trying to see, and we just don't see things as well as a result. Oh, I don't know about the Montezuma area. I mean, like this channel, whatever you want to call it, has more water than we had seen, let's say, even a couple weeks ago or even last week. So, I mean, I know my area, anyway, received a fair amount of rain this week, and maybe Montezuma did as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Just haven't, kept up with weather, here or in Ithaca at all this week. Just saw someone fly over the road, and I see. Oh, who's that? And this is somebody else. It might be a song sparrow. Cute. I don't remember if I mentioned, I believe I heard or saw one red-winged blackbird, but I'm not positive. Chances are we'll come across them before the day's over. Where did that song sparrow go? I don't know. I believe I'm hearing it. Oh, I think I just saw it, but it took off. By the way, as it turns out, I wouldn't say this is a perfect year or one of the best years, but in terms of fall foliage, we are getting some color here in upstate New York, here and there and there, and so it hasn't been too bad. As I drove here today, I mean, there were some nice areas, and then there were other areas that looked like, well, too many trees had already lost their leaves to get like a really, really good look, even though some color was still coming in, to some trees. So I believe this is a song sparrow, unless I'm mistaken. I'm quite fond. On my drive here today, I didn't see all that much. I did see maybe three red-tailed hawks on my way here. I believe I saw a couple eagles too, at least one, and I believe a second one. That, in the distance, is a northern harrier. It's quite far away, and you can see all that heat shimmers preventing us from getting a good look. I'd already seen one. I don't know if I've seen more than one now, or now I know I have seen more than one, because here's the second one. Okay. Beautiful birds. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I would love to give you a good look at one of these, one of these days. We've had some good looks in the past, but I wouldn't mind, actually I never mind having a good look at one. This morning, in my, around my own home, it was foggy. And, at the first look out the window, I said to myself, uh-oh, fog. Not that I thought that the fog would stick around all day or anything, but I was just concerned, okay, maybe I won't be able to see any of my neighboring birds. and you know, for a long time it was foggy. And then when it finally kind of cleared up, I took a look, and oh, I wasn't seeing anybody. And I always like to see a hawk before I leave in the morning, if possible. And the time came to, you know, I was packing up. Well, I had already packed up the car. It was time to leave. There's a Harrier, if I can find it. There it is. This may be the same one that we saw dive down to the ground. Anyway, not the best luck, so we're going to keep going. So oh, who's this? I think I see a common gallinule, the young one. So it looks like right there. So, you know, it was time to leave, and I thought, oh, well, I'm not going to see anybody today. You know, by the time I get home, it'll be most likely be dark. And so I'm sitting there in my car warming it up, and sure enough, I saw motion in my rear view, in one of my, well, actually my side mirror, and one of my hawks came through. It's nice to see it. I said hello, of course. Took at oh, there's a heron, great blue heron. Let's see if I can get it in sight. Won't get a great look at it, but here's great blue heron there. You can see it, kind of. The heron sightings will be fewer and farther between, most likely, because, you know, we're getting to that time of year. Oh, I might be able to give you a better look. Here, that should work better. Still won't be a great look, but okay, let's keep moving. Hold on one second. Let me check something out with binoculars. Okay, never mind. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Again, never mind. Not sure what I just heard. Hold on. Do I see somebody? I do see some Canada geese. See a few over here. And then more over here. I'm going to set you down for a second. Okay, I think it's just Canada geese there. Let's keep going. I do want to keep things moving along today. Now, if we see something, of course, then we'll stop and look. But I don't want to waste any time. A few more Canada geese up ahead and to our right. Kind of hidden, but I can just see them here and there. He's coming in for laying a couple of them. In the distance, I just saw what looked like a number of ducks coming in for a landing, but that was well out there, and you know, we have all the grasses in the way still, of course. So it appears that there's duck activity out there. As I mentioned, you know, last week, you know, if you happen to be new to the tour, you know, who's that? Hold on a second. We've seen over the years a lot of changes to just the way the main pool, which is to our left, you know, looks. And this is, hold on one second here. What is this? Looks like a young common gallinule, immature. Anyway, you know, we've seen where it's, you know, essentially just a large pool of water. We've seen it like this, where there's a lot of vegetation. We've seen it where it's mostly a pool of water, but there are a lot of mounds. You know, I believe they were, you know, muskrat mounds. We've seen it in many, you know, with many different looks over the years, and it changes all the time. Now this year, since they drained the pool, you know, it has a lot of vegetation that managed to grow through as it dried out this past spring and summer. Check something out. Okay. And it's been kind of quiet here so far along Wildlife Drive. We haven't seen an eagle yet. Oh, wait a second. We have seen at least 2 northern harriers. We've seen, is this another I don't know what it is. Hey. Let me just take a look at that one with the other camera. By the way, when I mentioned like the muskrat mounds, I'm talking about, and I don't know if this is a muskrat mound, but we've seen many mounds like that sometimes. I mean, there might be like quite a few of them in one year. Let's see if we can take a look at that great blue heron. You know, with it being autumn and with winter coming, we may not see too many more great blue herons, and we may go through a long period of time when we don't see them. Although you may remember last year, we kept coming up here and we were seeing some. I think we saw one in January, if I remember right. I, of course, asked it what it was doing here. It, of course, didn't answer. So, great blue heron, good to see you. We're going to have a little bit of heat shimmer just because of that sunshine, but not much we can do about it. Not when we magnify like this. I'm going to darken it. And while you're looking at the great blue heron, I'm going to look around a little bit. See if there's anybody nearby. Not that I see. Now, last week we had a number of ducks that were fairly close, including some gadwalls and some green-winged teals, but... Oh, I think I see at least one swan out there. And we'll take a look in a moment. I'm glad we're with this camera. Okay, let's take a look. Now, over this kind of distance, we get that much more of the heat shimmer, the air distortion that is so annoying. But I'm not sure what kind of a swan that is. It's either a trumpeter or a tundra swan. And I don't know what that is nearby. And whatever that is nearby, it's been like that since I saw the swan. Oh, okay, that's another swan. And I'm guessing that is another swan behind it. Cool. Again, that heat shimmer really makes things difficult for us. Let's keep going. I'm going to leave this camera in place, just in case we happen to see anything. Okay. Hold on one second. I believe to the left of that first swan that we looked at, there looks like there may be a couple more, maybe farther back, but and one looks young. At least one looks young. Okay. Again, they're so far away. We're lucky we have any kind of view of them at all, really. This is why, as I said earlier, why I prefer a cloudy day here. You know, give me some nice uniform lighting, also that doesn't really heat the ground and cause that heat shimmer. I may have just heard a gadwall. I'm not sure. Yeah, I believe I did just hear a gadwall. And I see at least one. Oh, he's out of my view, he or she. I just saw an American coot, and I'm seeing something else nearby. Where'd it go? That, I'm guessing, is a green-winged teal. Cute. Oh, and maybe more of them. Small ducks. And that sounded like a mallard, I believe. Closer by, if I can find it. Another. Unless that's the first. No, I think. Okay, as for the American coot, I don't know where it is, but I did see it clearly. Alright, let me point you at the ducks, and then I'm going to look around with binoculars just a little bit. See if there's anybody nearby I'm missing. Or if I can find the gadwalls. I will say this, the gadwall that I'm hearing sounds like it's further out, but what did I just see? That's a northern harrier. Now, this is not the best way to record one. Okay, it's getting to a point where it's difficult for me. Anyway, as for the gadwalls, it does sound like they're not really close. And in the air, hold on, what do I see in the air? Some ducks in the air, if I can get them. Where are they? I lost sight of them. I lost sight of them again. Oh, here they are. And can't see them. Like I said, this is not the best way to record birds in flight. I'm really not sure what these are. If I had a closer look at the video, maybe I would, but right now I don't. Oops, sorry. Like I said, this is not the best way to do it. Okay, I've kind of lost sight of them. Oh, the ducks nearby just took off, and there's a harrier nearby. Maybe that's, if I had to guess, that's why. It's going to be hard for me to stay with it if it keeps flying in that direction. I'm going to lose it. Okay. The harrier, I don't know where it was, but all of a sudden it flew right by, and I believe that's what had the ducks flying away like they did. And I believe I see that harrier. Hold on one second. It's on the other side of the road and heading towards the trees. If that's the same harrier, I'm not positive, but if I had to guess, it is. sure if I'm hearing also I might be hearing some American winches. I'm not sure. Oh, is that a pintail? It's a pintail. Cute. Hi, cute. I think it's a pintail. And oh, that's an American coot swimming there. And to my left is, I just saw in flight a harrier. Maybe that same harrier that was flying around. I don't know. Let's take a look at this. I believe it's a pintail, if I'm right. It's a northern, looks like a northern pintail. And that's a green, those are green-winged teals there, at least one of them is. It's too bad this pintail is, that's a male, by the way. Look at the dark head, the bill, the elegant bill, and now sitting down. Absolutely beautiful duck. Very elegant. I have a hard time recognizing the females, but the males, when they're in breeding plumage, like that one appears to be, very, very beautiful. I'm going to lighten it up. Oh, and there, see, green-winged teal swimming there. I'm not sure if that's a female behind the male or not. Oh no, is that a... I need to see her bill. I'm not sure if that was maybe a northern shoveler or not. Okay, while you're looking at that, I'm hearing all noises that seem to be closer. I do see a coot nearby. There are several coots out there. I'd say at least 4 or 5, at least. Not sure where all the vocalizations are coming from, to be honest with you, but it's nice to see these ducks. It really is. And you know, as I've mentioned last week, you know, in prior years when we've had less vegetation to cope with, we've seen, you know, often we'd see flocks of thousands of geese, mixed flocks of all sorts, maybe up to a dozen different species. It's really a wonderful thing. It's overwhelming, though, for me. You know, I can't show you every single duck, and it can be, it's frustrating in that regard. Okay. Oh, well, one of the coots is nearby. Let's, before I move along, see, there's an American coot. I don't know if I can get a... No, that's not too bad. Hold on a second. I've got to change something. There we go. That might help. Maybe not. Close also is... miss it. Yeah, I can't see it now. It went, just swam, I'm not sure what it was, but it swam behind some vegetation. Another look at some of the swans that are way out there. We may have seen these swans already. I believe we did, actually. But here they are. Again, they're not close, but they're here. It's good to see them regardless. Okay, oh, what was that? not sure who that is. It might be another green-winged teal. I think so. Let's keep moving. We'll take a look back again at where the northern pintail was, and see if there are any other species there that we might catch a glimpse of. Just quick looks here and there, unless we happen to see something really interesting. With vegetation in the way like that, it's not easy to see. Maybe more green-winged teals if I had to guess. Somehow that doesn't look like one. No, is that a ring-necked duck? Shoot. Come on, cut it out. It is. Good to see you. It's the first one we've seen in a while. Get our bearings here. Again, the vegetation makes things challenging, but you might catch a glimpse of something, as we just did. It's great to see the ducks when when there isn't much vegetation out there. You really get to see, although they're usually pretty far away, you get to see, like I said, thousands of them, maybe a dozen species, more or less. Let's stop right here for a bit. That is an American widgeon by the looks of it. Not quite in full breeding colors, but it's getting there. American widgeon. I'm not sure who that is. Green-winged teal, maybe. Who's making all that noise? Actually, I'm not familiar with green-winged teal vocalizations. Maybe that's what we're hearing. There you are. A couple of coots there. Hold on, I've got a hornet or yellow jacket on my hand. I have to admit, I'm not sure who these guys are. And there's a mound out there somewhere. Where is it? like mallards there, I think. Maybe not. Coots causing trouble out there. We're going to move on very shortly. Just for gadwall again. Is that a shoveler? I think so. Looks like it. Still haven't seen a gadwall though. Maybe I should look with binoculars, but I still haven't seen one. I'm going to look with binoculars just for a moment. Let me just point you at something. Maybe too difficult to figure out who's up there. With that heat shimmer, I can't tell. At least not on my little screen here. We're going to move on. Oh, there's someone walking here.
Excuse me.
Hello. No problem. Let's take a look at a green-winged teal. We might get a better look. We've got some vegetation in the way. There's also a muskrat. Well, I'm not going to see the muskrat. It just swam by. Where are the teals? There you're there. There you are. Yeah, still have a little bit of vegetation in the way. Sorry. This is a male. For me, that coloration on its head is very distinctive, and that really helps me recognize them. But with the way the lighting is and the way the vegetation is, we're going to move on. Sorry. Okay, let's keep going. Out there, I see some other more coots by the looks of it. Let's keep going. Oh, hold on. Couldn't see them until just now. Come on, Ferris. Come on. Where are they? Looks like a mix. That's an American coot on the left. I'm not sure who that is right there in the center. hard time identifying female ducks. I think green-winged teal, though. That's a northern shoveler in the back. You can tell by her bill. Bunch of cuties. Gotta love the ducks. Do have some vegetation ruining our view a bit, but they're beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. Who's this I see? Well, let's take a look at a common gallinule, a juvenile, but it might be a decent look. Not sure if that's another one there or not. I kind of doubt it. I think they're green-winged teals, but let's take a look at this gallinule. Like I'd take a cloudy day over this kind of sunshine, which causes difficulty in seeing things. But we'll take what we can get. Okay. Still haven't seen an eagle here today. Looks like more of the same, pretty much. I keep seeing little areas where there are pockets of them, or small groups of ducks of one sort or another. I'm having a hard time finding this one with a clear line of sight. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it. Oh, monarch butterfly. Good luck. Safe trip. Safe trip. Might be more teal, I'm not sure. Kinda sleepy. Okay. Well, it might be a nice look at a coot out of the water if it stays put. Oh, I just opened the side window and I hear a lot of noise coming from the other side. It sounds like quite a few starlings, if I had to guess. or something. I'm looking that way, and now I don't see. Oh, who's that? I think that's a widgeon. Teals, cute. I'm very curious as to what I'm hearing from the other side. Let me leave things here for a moment and look over to the other side if I can see anybody. They might be beyond my view. I don't see anything over there, but I hear a lot of vocalizations. I'm not sure if they're starlings or they might be something else. It could be red-winged blackbirds or something like that. I'm not sure. But again, I didn't see anything with binoculars, so maybe they're beyond. Oh, there they are. Hold on. Hold on, I have to tend to things here as we get closer. More over there. Something just flew into those bushes. I can't really see them. I don't know if they're starlings or what they are. I can't tell. And, you know, we've got the light issues that are giving us the usual problems. It seems like many or most are leaving the trees there. And it could be a mixed flock. I mean, it might not be just starlings. It could be, starlings and red-winged blackbirds and grackles. I mean, we see that. Hey, hornet or bee or something. There, out of my car. Stay out of my car. Thank you. Oh, another one. Get out. Okay. If I can, if traffic allows and everything allows, maybe we'll take a look at whatever that mixed flock is, or whatever that flock is. I don't know if it's a mixed flock. A number of American coots here, swimming here and there. There are some in this tree up here, but not on a relative basis. Not that many. Most, I think, flew elsewhere. They look like starlings to me. Like just about all starlings, I think. Okay. Teals nearby. Let's keep going. It's almost 2 o'clock. Okay, they're not staying close. That's the same tree where we saw the peregrine falcon last week. Just as you know. Still see some dragonflies flying around, and I'm not sure how cold it got last night, but I believe it was pretty cool. Maybe down in the 20s, but most likely at least down into the 30s. Thermometer still reads 53, but I don't know if I believe it. I believe I just saw a tree swallow. Some kind of swallow. I don't know if I can get it for you. Just one. Last week we saw quite a few. I believe we're hearing a frog. And okay, so now we have some Canada geese here. Maybe another swallow, or three other in the air. And did I see something else? It looks like Canada geese. No ducks or anything with them, I can see. Let's keep moving. More geese over here. Hold on a second. Spiders, hornets, or yellow jackets, I'm not sure what they are, bothering me. Everybody's bothering me today. More swallows. Not sure what they are. And I've seen various reports of other swallows for the area, like bank swallows over the last week or two. I'm not an expert on swallows. I'm not an expert on anything. I keep telling you that. I know some birds, but you know, I know the basics. Barely. Canada geese up here. It's the first activity we've seen in this little pool in some time. And that's all I see is Canada geese. I don't see anything else. Very nice. Swallows here and there up above. They seem to be, like I said, tree swallows. I may be wrong, but. And up ahead in the Bennings Marsh. Canada geese by the looks of things. say this, it may be 53 degrees, but the sun is nice and warm. Now, in one of these vehicles that's ahead, I saw someone was out of the vehicle, and I wonder if there was a reason why, and it looks like maybe. Let's see what we can do to get a better look. Maybe I'll do what I don't like to do. I'm not going to get out of the car, but I think I might try to give you a look at some of whatever the shorebirds are. I'm no expert on shorebirds, so even if we see them well, I might not be able to identify, but let me at least look with binoculars. 1 second. They may not be yellowlegs, I'm not sure. Alright, let's see what we can do. Give me a minute. This is always difficult. Come on, come on. Okay. Hold on, a couple more adjustments. Come on, Ferris. There we go. So good. There. I knew better than that. All right. Let's get the other camera out of the way. Those might be yellow legs. Greater yellow legs, I think. That looks like something else. Hold on, let me adjust my screen so I can see. Not sure what they are. We have, as usual, some heat shimmer here. That looks like a greater yellowlegs in the back. I'm guessing, if I had to guess, long-billed dowitcher. I don't know why, but that's just my random guess. And it is a good guess. Thank you. I couldn't remember quite what they looked like. And lesser yellow legs, apparently. So, thank you very much. I thought I saw greater yellow legs in the back. Maybe I'm wrong. This is always difficult for me to do here. I hate doing it, quite honestly. You know, doing this particular setup. It's shaky. You know, I just don't like it. But I'm just going to try to give you the best looks I can. See, I mean, here, even if I'm out on a tripod, I always get heat shimmer here. Even on cloudy days, we seem to get it. The few cloudy days we get here, there are no birds here. That's just how it works. Okay. While you're looking at that Canada goose, I want to look around with binoculars, see if while we're here, if I should look at in any other direction. All I see are Canada geese. Oops, sorry. I think I did find, if it is a greater yellow legs, I think it's up here somewhere. Hold on a second. Oops. Hold on a second. There. Well, they may be lesser, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe lesser. That looks like lesser. Okay. We're going to move along. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave everything in place because it's a hassle with setup. And let me just. I really. Okay. This is going to get shaky. Hold on. Let me dial it back so it's not too shaky. I'm leaving everything in place just in case I see more shorebirds. I don't see any from here, but there may be more as we drive along here. It's a, you know, often a good spot to see shorebirds. Now, not lately. I think there's been a little bit too much water in this pool, in this marsh or pool or whatever you want to call it, to really get a lot of shore. I'm not seeing anything right now. So I'm going to, well, let's get as far as the viewing area. just in case there's anything there. But otherwise, I think we're going to switch back to ordinary things. You know, they dried the main pool out, sure, but you know, some of these other areas did get quite, you know, a fair amount of rain in the spring and summer, so they never really, you know, really dried out. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything here. Okay, so I'm gonna give me a moment. I'm gonna switch everything back. Hold on. And now this. Why is the camera? Okay. The setup I use there, it's you know, maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't. If we ever see anything really great, if it's on the right side of the car, I try to turn the car around so I can look at it through my driver's window, because it just makes for easier viewing for me. But sometimes I don't have that option, so then I have to do what I just did there. And it's a little shaky, but at least it still works. It's just shaky. And it takes a few moments to set up. All right. Anyway, let's keep going here. I have a feeling today is going to be a lot like last week in terms of saving time. You know, with Mays Point and Shockey Pool, just because they've been all grass. Mays Point may have something of interest, I don't know. I did hear that there are sandhill cranes from East Road. However, you know, we saw them better last week, you know, in that field that was nearby. And it was cloudy last week. It was wonderful. I probably should have put a video together and posted it, but I didn't. Okay, I need to look at some things. Hold on. Rumor around town is that a lease bittern was seen, and I'm not sure if this is the area or not. That's my best guess. They're small, you know, they're small bitterns. Haven't seen one myself in a couple of years. I very much like a good look at one. I love it, actually. And it could very well be in the area, but you know, not only are they small, but if they're in, you know, in with the reeds that are to our right, you know, there's no chance I'll be able to see it. So this is where I'm looking. I'm looking, you know, in this area here, just hoping. And again, it's my best guess as to where it was seen. looked last week fairly extensively and didn't see one. It could be right there in my view, and I might have a hard time seeing it. So. There's always a chance that it's here, but on the other side of the road. I'm not looking there. It's hard to see though because of the way the sun is shining. Well, no luck today. I might be hearing the song sparrow, chip note. Okay, I'm gonna set you down. There's one other area out the head that might have enough of a clearing to be of interest to actually look and see if maybe the bittern is there, least bittern. We were lucky enough, I believe it was a couple years ago, to get a good look at one. It was a juvenile, absolutely beautiful bird. And we had a nice long close-up of it. Now, the car we just passed is looking, he's taking, oh, there's a great blue heron. Maybe that's what he's taking a picture of. It's really almost completely obscured by vegetation, so I'm going to let it go. It's on the left-hand side. Maybe I just haven't been looking in the right places, but I just have not seen really all that much flight activity. I've mentioned before, and maybe it's a little early for this yet, but like, you know, there have been times when I'm up here during, during the fall migration, and you know, you see constantly flocks of all sizes, many of large size of Canada geese in flight, flying here and there, not necessarily all flying in one direction. You know, all the flocks that is. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen eagles today here. Not yet, anyway. I don't know. I don't remember if I said it last week or not. I think I did regarding the great blue herons. But you know, I have to wonder, with the draining of the pool, you know, unless the eagles go after maybe any of the birds that are on the main pool, you know, maybe there aren't that many fish that are worth going for. Hold on, I see something in the air. I think it's a crow. Okay. So maybe, you know, the main pool doesn't have that much that attracts them. Although we saw eagles, you know, we have seen eagles since we started coming back up here again. Who knows? You know, I guess that's the beauty of all this. We don't know what we're going to see. It changes all the time. The conditions are always changing, always different. There's always something that affects something else and affects what we see. That's why we have to come up here. If it were the same every time, and we'd see the same birds every time, then maybe it's after a short time it becomes no longer worth coming up here. Grass, 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 grass. And monkeys. That's what happens because they drain the pool. It may not be good for us in terms of seeing the birds, but supposedly it's good for the birds. That's the rumor around town. Not sure what they are. They look relatively large, but I'm not sure. It could be males, but I don't know. There's some flight activity by the ducks here and there. I'm showing some of them to you as well. But didn't have a tour today. But things seem to work out, so we're here. What is it? I'm not positive. Let me see if we can get them on the other camera. Hold on. Before they swim out of view. And they're going to. Come on. Did they swim out of view? I think they did. Didn't get to see them because of my camera strap in the way again. This is so off focus. Sorry. If you're expecting, professional production here, you're not going to get it. You'll be sorely disappointed. I'm going to leave this camera in place though, just in case we happen to see anything. I'm somehow reminded of a funny saying I've heard recently, or I should say over the last several months. If at first you don't succeed, lower your expectations. Hold on one second. Okay, that looks like a mallard. Sounds like a mallard that we're hearing right now, and I'm not sure who this is. It's a small duck. And I can't see it. So we're hearing mallards nearby. More Canada geese. That one? I think so. It's hard to tell. Let me, hold on. Looks like a gabbler. Beautiful bird. Yeah, it is a gabbler. Not perfectly lit for us though, unfortunately. Okay. Let me just take a look around with binoculars. It's mostly just Canada geese that I can see from here. I'm going to switch cameras in a moment. Hold on. I don't know if I can show you this or not. No, I guess I can't. Just a spider on my windshield. Oh well. I hope for that spider's sake it gets off of my car because we're about to hit the highway pretty soon. More Canada geese, I believe, in the distance. Let's take a quick look out there, and then just to see if we can see anything. We're far out there. Well, there's a duck out there too. I think let me line up a little better, and maybe we'll take a look with the other camera just briefly. hard for me to tell, but I'm guessing Gadwall. I'm not sure about that. It might be a Gadwall again, I'm not sure. I'm going to move on very, very shortly. Just because, it's getting late. Okay, let's move on. Hold on one second. Did I see something? No. Chances are that's just about it for Wildlife Drive. We might see something, we'll never know, but... Oh, that spider just was pushed off the windshield. I don't know if it's still on my car somewhere. Hold on a second. That's just pretty. That stand of trees is often beautifully colored. And it's a nice, you see that against the grasses here. And so for once in this area, the grasses are doing some good. Beautiful. Oops. When I say for once they're doing some good, I'm sure they do some good for, the animal life. But in terms of our view, they often are in the way. Those trees lit like that, they're gorgeous. Channel here, I see nothing. Okay, let's keep going. Thought I might have heard something, but I guess not. Looks like that is it today for Wildlife Drive. So let's move on to the next location. Even if there are sandhill cranes at Knox Marcellus. We would see them from East Road. My concern is with this kind of sunshine, it might be tough to see them well. That's why last week's sighting was was so nice. It was cloudy. They weren't that far away. One of the better looks at sandhill cranes I've had. We've had some good looks, maybe better than last week's. I would say better than last week's, but this was last week's was nice to see. And maybe somewhere here or there we might see something like that again today, but you never know. See some gulls flying around Maze Point, at least a couple. Seen an eagle up here. Not today. Oh, check that. I'm guessing that's it. Looks like an eagle to me, bald eagle. Okay, we're gonna move on. Always good to see an eagle. Often have very poor connections, but let's see if we can drive at least a little ways this way. I just want to take a quick look, just in case anybody's around. Oh, that was a crow. At least I think it was. To our right, we have cornfields. I think you can probably see them, or you at least saw them for a moment. So they haven't been harvested yet. And they may be of interest to birds that are migrating through in the near future, assuming they harvest them soon. There's a car behind me. I want to just pull over, and I think I'm going to turn around. I'm not seeing anything from here. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna turn around. Now, we come this way so I can check out these fields here a little bit, and also so I can look at these other fields that are up ahead of us. And last week we had good luck. Most weeks we don't, but in terms of the time investment, it's not bad. So it's worth trying. To cross the intersection left is the field where we saw the cranes last week. Coming up on the left, I should say. So far, I don't see anybody at all. Cranes or crow or Canada geese. I see nothing. Okay, let's keep going, and we will likely turn right around and then head towards East Road. I consider that viewing of the cranes a treat last week. Maybe one of the best things we saw up here. In the distance, there's got to be a bird of prey, I think. Oh, I'm not sure what it is. Might be an eagle, might be a crow. I'm guessing. I'm sorry, an eagle, might be a hawk. I think hawk. We're going to keep going. Butterfly. Didn't look like a monarch. Too small. And, okay, nothing's been harvested. Well, some has been harvested, I think. But nothing significant, so I think we're going to turn right around. I don't see any special activity, at least not with the naked eye. And you shouldn't turn around here, so don't do that. Do as I say and not as I do. Anyway, the rumors are that there are sandhill cranes to be seen from East Road. We'll see. Who knows? They could be. I've seen in the past there where they've been in the nearby fields right near the road, pretty close to the road, and I've had some of my best looks there. So that's possible. I remember that happened once, and somehow something happened, and I lost the footage. Lost it completely. Happened with the memory card or something. What do I see in the air? Is it a plane? Maybe a plane. It's a plane. .56 all of a sudden. 56 degrees apparently. It's a beautiful day. hearing, oh, lots of cranes. Well, I'm not hearing cranes. I'm seeing lots of cranes. And guess who's here? Anyway, let's take a look as best we can. I'm probably going to get out of the car. But before we do that, let's look through the windshield down at what's down there. Swans, Canada geese, and I believe quite a few cranes. I think you're crazy. Thank you.
I was at the store. I picked some up for you.
Thank you. Too much.
Are you seeing anything?
You see the cranes down there?
I can't see that far with my binoculars.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
Sure you can.
I'm blind.
Quite a few cranes down there. Okay, everybody. I think I've given you the gist of it in terms of looking this way. I need a few minutes. I'm gonna switch over to the other camera. I'm gonna get out on the tripod and see if we can get things to work. So give me a few minutes. I need several minutes actually. Down in the grasses, you can't see them?
Here. Yes.
There you go. Okay. Why is the car still running? Okay. All right. Shouldn't be. I have a filter I can put on the scope, but I'm kind of hesitant to do it because it's hard to remove when I don't want it. We'll see how things work out. There's also a great egret down there. And who knows what else, but let's see what we can do, okay? Give me a minute or two. You'll see better if you shut off your engine.
I wasn't gonna stay.
Pardon me?
I wasn't gonna stay.
Oh, well.
Did you see my emails?
I didn't.
James, I think it was Jay, that was at the visitor center, and he saw a female long-tailed duck there that he said stunted up at the visitor center at Montezuma.
I didn't see it. I wouldn't mind seeing it. And I don't have time to really go to places and wish to see things that might be hard for me to see anyway.
I was trying to find the bittern for you.
Pardon me?
I was trying to find the
I
bittern
appreciate
for
that.
you.
I don't even know where to look.
I was creeping along very slowly.
Quite a few. I don't know how many, but quite a few. Okay, we're almost ready, everybody. I don't know. I haven't even looked. I just got it.
Like the ones that are on,
I have a hard time. I can't tell if I can almost never tell if they're tundra or trumpeter, but
you're fast and you're good.
no, I need to see very closely for me to tell the difference between tundra and trumpeter. So I don't know. Hold on, I have to adjust my tripod, everybody. Okay. See some mallards. Not sure, again, if these are trumpeter or tundra swans. Hearing a frog. Just heard a blue jay. Sandhill cranes. Camera's still out, or my tripod's still out of adjustment. Hold on. Try to get all the sandhill cranes in. So we've got a couple there. Looks like 3 there. And a lot there. Not counting them. I need to get my phone. Hold on. I can't reach it. I guess I can hear it. I'm guessing trumpeter. I'm not sure. Also great blue heron way out there. Another one. Looks like greater yellowlegs there. I think I see double-crested cormorant. It's getting harder to see. Just heard a mallard. I see a couple mallards. And more mallards, I think. Looks like it. Is that a great egret right there? Looks like it. More cranes. I don't believe I had seen those before. So I add those two to the count, if anyone's counting. Just heard a hairy woodpecker from behind me, I think. Just goes to show you never know what's going to happen. You know, last week we saw no sandhill cranes here at all, and today we see quite a few, but we were lucky enough to see the 13 in that other field nearby. Today, nothing in those fields. Not sure what these guys are. Ringneck duck. Oh, maybe scops. I think they are scops. Hold on, I gotta put gloves on. While you're looking there, I want to look at something else. Hold on. Okay, there's nothing. Ooh, something just caught their attention. Northern Harrier. Did they just come in? I was looking at the Harrier.
I think there's
They're sandhill
blue
cranes.
herons?
Sandhill
There's
cranes.
sandhill cranes, the gray ones.
Mm-hmm. There are a couple of herons down there, but those, the most part, they're sandhill cranes.
Okay.
In the grasses anyway, definitely.
See, I need my 500 lens for this. I wonder how long they're here for.
They will likely stay here at least until maybe through November, depending on how things go weather-wise.
Okay, thank you.
What takes them away? Cold? What?
I think, you know, it's time to move on, you know, for food and everything, but I have seen them personally as late as Thanksgiving, maybe even later. So, I mean, you know, it depends year to year.
So I'll come back with my big lens.
You know, last week they weren't here, they were elsewhere. So, I mean, you never know. They're not always here in this field.
Okay.
I can give you a better look if you're interested in looking at my camera screen.
Yeah, I'd love to. I was going to say, I got a spotting scope that I ought to get an attachment for, huh? Oh, wow. What's the lens arrangement?
That's a spotting scope, so
Okay.
I can't tell you. I don't really know. I can't tell you like millimeters, for instance.
Okay, I don't even know that they call them out by millimeters. Mine's, I think, just a 60 power. Mine's a...
Oh, well, this scope is...
You have an adapter, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
and I'm streaming live, just so you know.
Okay, you got 60 power on it. So it says.
Oops, excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just in case they're flying around or about
Worry
to.
about me.
But that we just heard the sandhill cranes.
Yeah, I thought it was them. Knew it wasn't the ducks, knew it wasn't the eagles.
Wow.
What was it? It was the sandhill cranes. Oh, is that what these are? Yeah.
Very nice.
The gray one. I should know that.
I'll have to look into getting an adapter for mine.
It works for me.
Like I say, I've got a spotting scope for shooting, and it's...
Remember me telling you about my friend Sparkle Clark, the
Yeah.
birder? She has a spotting scope on and the attachment onto her Nikon.
He's got it on a Sony. I put it on one of my Canons. I think I put it on the full frame and use the Canon.
I'd prefer not to talk about equipment while I'm streaming, just so you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I lost count as to how many are down there. I don't know, but...
Are you doing a big day count?
No, I'm sorry. I never count.
Today is the October big day.
Is it?
At the visitor center a couple hours ago, they counted, I think it was 2,000 Canada geese
Oh, wow.
and 3,000 ducks flew up and a whole variety.
Interesting.
There are a few, 2 or 3 other sandhill cranes in that general area also that are not like part of the main group.
The guy that was
Oh, battery's dead.
Is the alarm going to go off if I open the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring that on from over. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Once I walk away,
I think I'm only going to be here a few more minutes.
gotta be a way to turn it off, but I'm figuring it out. Okay. I don't know where this is.
What's the name of this road? I want to come back with my 500.
I could put the adapter or the extender teleconverter on the scope and give us a little bit more range, but I don't know if it would do us all that much good given the conditions. The problem is the sunshine and the distance, but the sunshine really. You can see the cranes are mostly interested in just eating right now, and that's fine. Sometimes we've seen them where they're doing a lot of jumping around and who knows what, but wouldn't mind seeing flight, but I don't want them to go to any trouble on my part.
Can you tell the difference between the juveniles and the adults now?
On the sandhills? I think I heard somewhere, someone was saying, I think saying last week that the juveniles won't have the red crown or the red cap that the adults have. Now from here, I haven't noticed any right off the bat, because even some of the adults, with in some lighting, you can't tell that it's red. It looks darker, and it's hard to tell. That's what happens over distance. You often lose the color. Hearing a crow behind us. And I'm going to just point this way, and I think I'm going to look around and see if there's anything else of great interest to look at.
You really seem better on your screen than I am live.
Well,
You have such a good scope.
it works. There's the first egret I saw way out there. Great egret. The swans, some of the swans are swimming out. They look like young and adults. Where are they? There they are. Looks like one adult. Wonder if there's another one. Hold on, the cranes were vocalizing. Okay, nothing happening. I don't know what's...
I guess it's the kids down here with the...
I don't know. I think those were sandhill cranes we were hearing.
Down here to the left, is that like the juvenile geese with the parent?
No, those are... You've got a swan, one adult swan, and a few juveniles with it. So I wonder if either one adult was lost, or if maybe that's the one that's over to the right. Talking about down here's an adult, who knows, and then we've got this adult with a few young. So I wonder if one adult was lost, if that's the family right there, and maybe this other swan has nothing to do with it.
He's out hunting elsewhere.
Hmm?
Maybe he's out hunting elsewhere.
I would imagine they would stay close, actually, so I don't know. I believe there are possibly 4, but at least 3 great blue herons here. Make it 4. At least. Maybe 5, at least 5, 6 great blue herons here. That looks like a young, yeah, that looks like a young crane there. If I guess, I don't see the red very well on its head. And that looks like an adult right there, and I don't know about the other one with its head tucked down.
Want to look while I'm getting situated?
There are sandhill cranes down there.
Yeah, that's what we came to see, but I don't know if we're going to get to see it. Hey. Yeah, right in the light brown.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah, when standing erect, you can see these ones.
If you want a better look, I'll give you a look on my camera screen here.
Thank you. Very nice. I know I figured
I can't lower it much, but
You have to be taller, Iris.
Oh,
let me just adjust the screen. Hold on 1 second.
oh, yeah, that's a good view.
See?
Yeah,
Let me zoom in.
Ah, yeah.
yeah, that's great.
Ah, cool.
Thank you. Are you getting a lot of pictures?
I'm actually streaming this live
Really?
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Onto what?
Onto YouTube.
Website?
Oh, cool.
Onto YouTube.
Cool. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Technology.
I'm watching live.
Oh, you're watching it?
If you want, I'll give you a card.
Screen, and there's a chat room also. So there's people that are tuning in, chatting,
Really?
watching him.
If you go to this YouTube link, you can.
Oh,
can
thank
watch.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We will watch it.
Very cool.
gets better views than I can see with my
I
eyes.
know it. That's very interesting. Huh.
There you go.
But there are quite a few cranes down there. I haven't counted because they're not easy to count, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're probably close to 50 if I had to guess.
That's the figure I heard from
Now, is
somebody
this
else
part of
down
their
at the visitor
migration,
center.
or are they?
They do seem to come here in the fall. And sometimes even some we've seen will actually raise young here. So I mean, some are here, through the whole spring and summer, but and into the fall. But I think it is a good, for some migration route. It's not like a major route for them, like if I know they go to Nebraska in the spring, for instance. It's not like that where there are thousands, but when you see 50 of them. Yeah, I think if you look at a range map, very often they're out of date and they show that they don't come around here. But I know they've been coming around for years. I don't know how long, but at least several years. You're welcome.
You get a pretty good view with the binoculars. You can really see. Yeah, take a look. You can really see it.
Be here just a few more minutes. I'm just hoping that maybe they take flight. For whatever reason, I'd love to see them in flight.
Yeah. When I saw that they were all the way down here, I said, we'll never get a chance to see them. We really will see them, but we have. We're not getting service. Oh, you're getting service.
We've seen some before at flight, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
It's not as many, but
I've been here when, unfortunately in the car and, not set up to record flight, but I'd love to see them in flight. And I've seen them before in flight while set up, but
I think we saw them like across the road. Was that?
when?
Did we see
I have seen them over there, and it's wonderful to see them there because it's closer. Especially if it's a cloudy day. If it's a sunny day, it's difficult because the way the sun is right now, they'd be backlit. I think I just heard a greater yellow light.
good ears?
Hmm?
You've got good
No,
ears.
you could hear it pretty clearly. It's probably not that far, maybe closer where I can't see because of the vegetation.
Did you see any of those on Wildlife Drive? I didn't see any smaller birds like that.
There were a few at Bennings Marsh. There were a few. We saw long-billed dowitchers, and we saw lesser yellowlegs, and I thought I may have seen a greater yellowlegs, but I may be wrong. What? Frog. Many of the cranes have their heads up. I wonder if anything's going on. Maybe not. Okay, some are. I have a feeling they're just very happy eating there. A few more minutes. I know of course I keep saying that. Notice most of the cranes are on dry ground because they eat there. They're not like, ducks that stay all in the water. They're, I think in many ways, like the geese. They spend more time grazing on land than they would in the water. Although obviously we see a lot of geese there in the water, but you don't see them eating. Maybe, maybe not. No, I mean, sometimes you see a large, sun shield and it looks great, but who knows how much power it actually has. It's probably powerful, but I think I'd take this over that, to be honest. That's probably a prime, not a zoom lens, if I had to guess.
Biggest one I've seen, this one sit through, and she came up here, and she had huge lenses.
I believe it.
I don't know how she carries them.
Prime lens is nice, but and they're typically sharper than a zoom lens will be. But the zoom lens will give you more flexibility. I'll be right back.
So let me see the banana.
Oh, something's going on. Oh, I think they are trumpeter swans, by the sound of them. Oh good, there are 2 adults there and now the young are coming, so maybe it is a full family. Good. I hope. Love that sound. Okay, everybody, I want to switch to the other scope and see if we can get a little bit closer. Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. sorry? Overall, yes.
Did you already have a teleconverter in?
Yeah, it's on there now. Just balance it all so I can work with it. That's not bad.
Yeah. I had to.
Still too shaky.
So are you doing this because you do this as like officially?
So, are you familiar with eBird? It's a program, it's a citizen science program for folks like anyone who wants to try out ornithologists. Anybody who watches birds can put counts into that database, and then it goes into this huge database which has more than 500 million observations in it from every country in the world. And scientists can use that data to answer questions about how a bird population is managed. And what's so cool about it is like they literally could not replicate the data set like that on their own without, the help of bird enthusiasts. We work at the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, so we're into it. Yes. Yep. So that's what I'm doing right now is heading it all. All right. I'll do not for this. Yeah, but that bag.
Might be. They seem to come here often enough, especially when there's something of interest.
Yeah. So if they're all the way out in the grass.
What are you looking at? There are egrets out there. There's at least one, maybe two. Well, we know we've seen 2 egrets. One we saw kind of hidden. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, I think it's about time we moved on. There are 2 egrets down there. Mm-hmm. There's one on the edge, and then there's one, well, I don't know where exactly how to point it out to you, but there's one that's hidden behind, at least from my vantage point, hidden behind some greenery, and it's right near some Canada geese. If anyone wants to see it, I can show you. No, it's not that tiny.
No, I mean one over there.
Oh. But there's one that's hidden behind some geese. Sorry, it's shaky. Or behind some greenery with some geese.
Can you see it? Let's see, is that this? Oops.
Sorry, no, that's me. See the white right there?
Right there, yeah. Cool.
And the other one that's on the edge, it's easier to see.
That one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks.
Is that, can you see that one, Gary, ever? Did you never see that one?
I'm having trouble with the device. I don't think they're quality enough to do it.
No, but you can get it.
You can? Yes, sir.
Yeah. It just looks...
I'm gonna, yeah. Oh, all the way down here? Oh, I see. All right, great.
Disadvantage of the greater range is that I have a smaller field of view, so it's harder to stay with birds in flight and to find them in the first place.
No, there were any ducks over that way.
Okay, everybody, we're gonna scoot. Oops. And I'm gonna switch cameras in a moment. Probably. Don't see anything at either spot, I'm guessing. Be right with you, everybody. Take care. Good luck. In there?
But a little bit. But I noticed some golden crown kinglets.
Where? Oh,
And,
there?
yeah, like when the pathway through out there.
I don't know if I'll stop for them or not. Time's short. It's almost 4. Oh, I gotta go.
Going to go back and see the hawks before I leave.
Yeah, it's 4 o'clock. It's like 5 o'clock by the time you get back.
Maybe you can see the geese.
Possibly. I think I'm gonna skip Shocky anyway. Okay, everybody, it's almost 4 o'clock, about quarter of, and with the days growing short, I think what we're going to do is we're going to skip Maze Point and Shocky altogether, and I'm just going to head to Ithaca. So, for, let's say, maybe by 5:15 actually. By the time I get there and get set up and everything. So I'll try to get there sooner if I can. But in the meantime, I think we just better be heading back that way. Okay, everybody, so let's say roughly 5:15, somewhere around there. I hope to see everybody. Okay, you've gotten the message. All right, I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.